What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Celia's Network. I've got a Pikarom expanded deck profile for you today. I'm recording this during a live stream on Twitch. If you don't already follow me on there, make sure you do. The link is in the description below. But thank you for everyone joining me right now while I record this. So, this is pretty much my preliminary list for Pikachu Zekrom Tag Team GX in the expanded format. Since I'm going to Greensboro and I'm helping a friend test for Toronto, I figured I would get an early start on Pikarom and expanded since it seems pretty busted. And most of the games have been pretty great with it so far. So we're going to look at Pikachu Zekrom GX. We're playing 3 of this, 240 HP basic Pokemon. So remember, the tag team thing is when it's knocked out, your opponent gets 3 prizes instead of 2, as they would normally get for a GX Pokemon. 240 HP lightning type, full blitz, 3 lightning energy, 150. Search your deck for up to 3 lightning energy cards and attach them to one of your Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. So first attack is ridiculous off the bat. And its GX attack taggable for 3 lightning does 200. And if you have at least 3 extra lightning energy attached to it, this attack does 170 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So you do a 200 and 170 split, and the 200 can be buffed up with choice bands and electric powers. So this is our main card of the deck. Our plan is to just get a turn 1 full blitz, or turn 2 if we go first. If we go first, turn 2 full blitz is super easy to hit. We can even do it without hitting an elixir if we just get Thunder Mountain. But full blitz, 150, put 3 either onto the Pikarom itself if we think we're not going to get KO'd back next turn, which is actually really unlikely against a lot of decks. Or we put it onto a fresh Pikarom on the bench and we just switch between them. So like I said, we're playing 3 of that. And then we have 2 Zorora, which helps us move our Pokemon around. Thunderclap Zone, each of your Pokemon that has any lightning energy attached to it has no retreat cost. So this is really great in this deck since we're only playing lightning energy. And our retreat cost on Pikarom is 3, so we wouldn't be moving around too easily without this Zorora. And that's why we play 2 of it, because if we start X Pokemon active and then we go attach Max Elixir to Pikarom, we need to retreat it. So sometimes we'll attach to the active, retreat, then energy switch it to Pikarom to get that turn 1 full blitz. So it's pretty important to have the free retreat of Zorora, which is why I'm playing 2. We have Tapu Koko GX, as this is our backup attacker. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench during your turn, you may move any number of lightning energy from your other Pokemon to this Pokemon. If you do, switch this Pokemon with your active. So you bench it, you move energy to it, and then you switch it into the active with Arrow Trail. Sky High Claws isn't terrible since we have choice bands and electric powers. So far in testing, I've actually used this to KO a Buzzwole GX and maybe something else I can't remember, but Buzzwole GX for sure. With banned electric power. And then Tapu Thunder does 50 damage times the amount of energy attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon. So this does a lot of damage versus the Mirror, versus maybe Gardevoir decks you'll see in expanded. Turbo Ray. There are some decks that like to have a lot of energy on board and expanded. So Tapu Thunder GX is just a nice option to have, and I really like it because you can move in, get the energy off of a Pikarom, maybe Acerola, and the energy doesn't go to waste. Tapu Koko Prism is a huge card for this deck's turn 1 potential. So Dance of the Ancients, once during your turn, if this Pokemon is on your bench, you may choose 2 of your bench Pokemon and attach a lightning energy card from your discard pile to each of them. If you do, discard all cards from this Pokemon and put it in the Lost Zone. So you just bench Tapu Koko, and when you're ready, you send it to the Lost Zone. Get 2 lightning from your discard onto your bench. This is really ridiculous. Like, it is just so good with Pikarom and Zorora and all the expanded tools we have for the deck. This is just another reason why the turn 1 full blitz is possible. And then finishing it off, we just have 2 support Pokemon. We have the 1 Tapu Lele GX to get us a supporter if we need it. And we have 2 Shaman EX for setup. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, you may draw cards until you have 6 cards in your hand, so this helps with the turbo aspect of the deck, with getting there fast. So just 10 Pokemon. Not a lot of Pokemon. We're playing 39 trainers, so a whole lot of trainers here. So we have 3 Acrobike. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck and put one of them into your hand. Discard the other card. This is great because sometimes we want a Lightning Energy in the discard to use with Tapu Koko Prism. And at the very least, you get one of the cards off the top of your deck, and it helps you dig through and try to get your turn 1 Full Blitz setup. 1 Battle Compressor. A second is... it wouldn't be the worst, but I don't think you need more than 1. It's really just here because if you hit it early, you can battle comp 2, maybe even just 1 Lightning Energy into the discard pile. So you can have a target for Tapu Koko Prism Star to get onto your Pikarom later on. Sometimes Battle Compressor can get you the supporter you want too, but we're not very heavy on supporters. Every now and again Battle Comp might help you out there, but it's just nice to have to get the energy into there for Dance of the Ancients mostly. 1 Comp Search. This is probably the best ace spec for the deck since we're going for speed. I wouldn't hate Scramble Switch if you're playing max potions in the deck. I wouldn't hate Dowsing Machine to get back an Electro Power or a Max Elixir, but Computer Search is probably just the optimal ace spec. For Electro Power, I'm considering going down to 3 because I might want another card that helps us get to the Full Blitz combo faster in place of the Electro Power, or I might want something that replenishes our energy like a Brock's Grid or a Super Rod or an Energy Recycler. But right now we have 4 Electro Power. This came out in Lost Thunder. During this turn, your Lightning Pokemon's attacks do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon, so it's a plus power, but 30 more damage, and it only works for Lightning Pokemon. 4 Energy Switch, because this is crucial to our turn 1 or turn 2 Full Blitz. Move a basic energy from one Pokemon to another. Just very good with moving our Pokemon around and Max Elixir and getting the energy where it needs to go. Talked about Max Elixir a lot. Here it is. Look at the top 6 cards of your deck and attach a basic energy card you find there to a basic Pokemon on your bench. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck. So Max Elixir is what makes this card, makes Pikarom even more ridiculous and expanded than it might be in Standard. Then we're playing 2 Nest Ball to search for basics straight to our bench, and 4 Ultra Ball. We're playing more Ultra Ball because cards like Shaman EX and Tapu Lele GX and Tapu Koko GX, we don't want them going straight to our bench. We need to use their from hand ability, so that's why we have 4 Ultra Ball and only 2 Nest Ball. We also have 4 Trainer's Mail. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck. You may reveal a trainer card there that's not Trainer's Mail and put it into your hand. Shuffle the others back into your deck. So this can get us really important cards in the beginning like Max Elixir and Energy Energy Switch and the Nest Balls and Ultra Balls. We're playing 3 versus Seeker. Not the full 4 count because we're expecting these games to go by quickly, so we don't need a lot of recycling of our resources, so just 3 seems to be fine for now. 1 Thunder Mountain, also from Lost Thunder, not from Team Up. The attacks of Lightning Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's, cost 1 Lightning Energy less. And so this is a Prism Stadium, so it has the effect whenever any player plays an item or supporter card from their hand, prevent all effects of that card done to the Stadium card. So Thunder Mountain can only be removed by effects of attacks and other Stadium cards at the moment, I believe. I don't think there's anything else that can remove. There might be abilities coming out, I think, but right now you can only remove it with replacement Stadiums and attacks. This is one of my newer additions, Acerola. Put one of your Pokemon that has any damage counters on it and all cards attached to it into your hand. So I'm doing this over Max Pot just because in Expanded we have Versus Seeker, so we can reuse the Acerola if the situation arises, but it's just really nice because we're switching between Pikaroms, sometimes attaching energy to one to retreat and attack with the next one. So Acerola is super nice to have. 1 Colress, shuffle your hand into your deck, draw a number of cards equal to the number of benched Pokemon. Just a really great draw support. 1 Guzma for our Gust effect. 2 Sycamore. Since we're an aggressive deck, Sycamore is going to be really great. And in case our opponent has a lead or they have a big hand and 3 prizes or 2 prizes and we want to put them down to a lower hand size. 2 Choice Band to help with the damage modification in addition to the Electro Power. And then we are playing 11 Lightning Energies. More Lightning Energy would be great because of Max Elixir odds, but I don't know if there's room in the deck because I want it to run consistently. And it's been running fairly consistently except for one game where I got 7 Lightning Energy in my hand in a row, but that's just PTCGO. So yeah, I think this deck can really pop off turn 1, turn 2 if you went first. Turn 2 if you went first is like almost a guarantee with the way the deck is built. If you go second, attack first with Full Blitz, turn 2 Tag Bolt GX is probably where you're heading that game. I'm not playing Alicia in this deck since in Expanded we just have so much more speed, like the Shaman and the Acrobike, the Trainer's Mail. And also Max Elixir makes Thunder Mountain Prism Star less necessary. So I don't think Alicia is good in an expanded build of this, just because expanded's a lot faster and has cards that can get you what you need a lot faster than in standard. This deck is definitely weak to something like your opponent starting with Wobbuffet, or your opponent going first and slapping down Silent Lab and you not having the Thunder Mountain in hand, because your early game relies off of Dance of the Ancients attaching energy and Shaman setup. Sometimes Lele to search out for your Sycamore turn 1. So the Wobbuffet and the Silent Lab can really screw you up early game, but after you're established, you don't care about your abilities too much. Maybe just sometimes the Thunderclap zone to move around freely, but we have Acerola and Guzma to help with that too, or you can always just hard retreat. So the big problems are the really early ability disruptions, or the ability locks like Wobbuffet and Silent Lab. We are very heavily item based, but you can just hold back a bit against Trashalanche and against Seismitoad X Quaking Punch. You can get your items in before your opponent gets... you get a turn to use your items before your opponent uses Quaking Punch. So you always have that. So I definitely encourage you guys to try out this deck. Let me know if you see any flaws in it that I might be missing, but the deck has been running really great. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time here on Celio's Network.